Well, Squiggers, how are we today? Are we all well? Good, I'm glad. A bit of an update. Now, if you'll see the lathe here behind me. Do you know, working on a piece of old equipment, you're not solving, when you find something wrong, you're not fixing that particular problem, you're just revealing the next problem. So, let's get on and let's lift my handheld camera and have a wee look at, see what's happening here. Now, I'll just open this up. As you know from the last video, I did have success actually cutting and turning stuff. Now that's fine, all the mechanics of that are all reasonably good, although it leads to the issue which I'm going to start talking about. Basically how the lathe works, you date them against, if we go down here, you'll see this little switch here on this bar. So the Z datums against this bar. And if we go in here, there's a similar switch just there, which datums against the slide. Okay, that's fair enough. Then you do a surface cut on your piece, on your workpiece. That gives you your 0 for your Z, and you do a cut down the piece, which gives you another datum for your X, which is in and out this way. Fine. That all works perfectly, and I can save the offset so as I can switch the machine off, come back the next day, and things will start off where they were the last time you used the machine. That's all very good. Okay. The problem I was having was the Z, which is this face here, was inconsistent. It would work maybe for a few days and I wouldn't have a problem at all, and then it would be a number of millimeters out, or well, not millimeters, you know, it was inconsistent. And at first I thought that the chuck wasn't fully screwed on the spindle, so I fixed that, and it turned out that wasn't a problem. So there must have been something else that was causing a problem somewhere else. Checked all the mechanics, checked all the switches in here, checked the software, all that sort of thing. Couldn't find out what was wrong. Anyway, while doing all this, I discovered that there's a fault with the there was a fault with the emergency stop switch. Now, the emergency stop switch would work exactly the way it was supposed to work. You hit that, the machine shut down, great. But when you release the emergency stop switch, 50% of the time, the relays that energize the power for the cross slides and the spindle wouldn't come back on again, and you just have to fiddle about with it. So eventually I went, bugger it, let's fix this. So if I just remove my little pencil and my notebook, which live up here, then go there. Oh look, there's cockchafer. If we lift this, oh no, do you know what I'm going to have to do? I'm going to have to unscrew this. Bear with me a moment. We'll cut this right out. There we go. So, got my pointy stick. So, this is the back of the emergency stop switch here. And it's a lovely design switch. You can actually unscrew, there are two switch modules on it, and you can actually unscrew them and take them off. So I was able to take those off and clean them all out with deoxit or proper switch lubricant and cleaner, which actually leaves a lubricant behind, and that is now working perfectly. But what I discovered while I was in here is that if we look down here, this is the stepper motor that drives the Z lead screw, which is inside this tube. This stepper motor is mounted to this plate, and this plate is mounted to the lathe itself. This was wobbly, it was completely loose. Now if I come right down here, it's quite hard to see this, but if we go in here, you can see the end of the bolt there that holds this plate on. There's a little tiny screw which aligns it, and the way it's designed is that's the only thing that holds this on. That's the only mechanical fixing. This is just to allow you to rotate things slightly. There are 4 bolts then which go into this plate. Everything was loose. So that's now all tightened up, and guess what? My Z-axis behaves itself now. So that was a fortunate turn of events. While I was in here, if I bring this back down, I was also able to replace this key switch because I didn't get the keys with the lathe. Now again, everything's accessible there, fine. What that key switch does is, if we go over here, this basically sits here, and if you open the cover of the lathe, which is here, this will shut the lathe down. It's like an emergency stop again, because you're supposed to operate this lathe with the cover closed, right? And the key switch, you can see that it says guard override, allows you to operate the lathe with the cover open. Now, again, you fix one problem, it reveals another problem. I know the key switch is working perfectly. I've metered the wires out in the key switch, but nothing happens on the lathe, on the interlock switch. It's still active. So what I have discovered is, now if we go down here, I don't know if you'll be able to see this, but the yellow is the wire coming down from the key switch, and the purple goes back to the control panel in the back. And what happens is, when you turn the switch, it connects the yellow to the green, which grounds, which pulls this purple, whatever signal is on the purple, to ground. Now it is working, it is doing that. So whatever that purple is supposed to do, I have a funny feeling it's either going to be disconnected at the other end to stop people using the key switch, or there may even be a jumper on the control board, which is a series of boards, it's not just one board. So I'll go back to my own camera. That's where we are now. I'm going to have to turn the thing round and get at the control boards and find out where that purple wire goes. I have a funny feeling there's going to be a jumper there to allow you to enable or disable that. I don't know, it remains to be seen. But that'll be the next video, and this is a nice short one for now, and we'll talk to you soon.